Okay, so I'm gonna work on removing this cover, and in order to do so, I believe I need to just loosen this bracket that holds the steering pump in addition to the alternator. I think I just need to loosen it. I don't think I need to remove it completely, and then I think I'm able to take this cover off. So you need a 13 mil and a 17. So I'm at a point where I was always confused as to what the directions we're talking about. And the directions I'm following are two different ones, but I think it's the same thing off of Ren's list. And basically, after you remove the center cover, it talks about this wiring harness and to disconnect it, kind of like up in this area, which I couldn't understand why until I looked at this and I realized that this wiring harness goes through the timing belt. So you need to somehow disconnect this wiring harness so you can remove the timing belt. So the directions, I'm going to read them, and it's pretty, I mean, to me, it was very complicated. So it says, observe the wiring harness that runs across the front of the engine. This harness comes from the alternator and started between the left timing belt cover and the center timing belt cover. Has a smaller split. Next step, disconnect the signal wire running to the AC compressor. I did that earlier. Disconnect the harness wire that splits.
Carefully thread it out the front of the block. Clean around the guide tube, oil this stick, then remove it, some sort of whatever.
And then after that, you can remove the timing belt. Now, to me, the only thing that's preventing me from removing this timing belt is this wire, in addition to this tensioner setup. So following this wire, basically, it connects here, and I'm assuming I can disconnect it and just pop it out at this point. Do you see how this wire is that wire? And it just, to me, I don't understand why they would go into length and disconnecting it over here unless it's applicable to a different model like the S4 or something like that, or a later year. So what I'm going to do is what makes sense to me and just disconnect it here and pull it out so I don't have to really deal with all this other stuff, and then disconnect it right there, or pull this assembly out, which is the next, I think, assembly to be removed. So what I was saying was disconnect this, whatever this is. I believe this is the sensor for the timing belt as to whether it's loose or not. And that's going to allow me to remove the timing belt, I believe. I'm hoping that's right. I don't understand why that would be so difficult, or why they're having you fish all these wires out on that side. Or it's right here, basically. All right, so I'm going to work on removing the timing belt. I haven't disconnected this yet. I'm going to do that at the last step when I can verify that's all I need to do. So I need to release tension on the timing belt, and it's 17. Whoops.